ever get that cold spike in your chest? Like the ground just shifted beneath your feet, but no one's shouting it out loud yet? Like something huge is brewing silencio in the Motor City soul, just beneath the roar of training camp chatter? Detroit's been starved for hope, for fire, then suddenly, whispers start swirling. Not about some nameless draft pick, but the pillars holding this damn team together. The men behind the curtain shaping our reckoning. So if your hands are itching to grip tickets and your heart's thumping for every Detroit step, let me hear you roar down below. This isn't just news, it's a lifeline. Behind those sealed doors and tight-lipped coaches, there's a new cadence echoing executives and coaches alike trading words that swell with cautious optimism. And no, this is not your typical stay-tuned season mantra. This is different. Brad Holmes, our general manager, the man who's weathered storms that felt impossible to survive, just broke his silence on Alim McNeill, the defensive earthquake waiting in the wings. After countless hushed months, the strongest whispers confirm what Detroit needed desperately to hear. Alim is not just coming back. He's coming back earlier than we dared dream. Brad's words cut through the fog. He's doing great right now, he said, words laced with that rare lion's honesty, the kind born from grit and sheer unwillingness to tolerate anything less than truth. You see, we've lived through the endless cycle of hope turned heartbreak, watching a CL recoveries stretching the ghost stories, but now for the first time in a lifetime of waiting, the light leans towards something different. Alim McNeill, who could anchor this defense and rip life back into that front line, could be ready sooner, throwing a bombshell grenade of faith into the city's veins. And if that's not enough, the news doesn't just stop at Alim. Wingo, our long-delayed comeback kid, is penciled in for September. Cornerbacks like Kill Dorsey are racing back even ahead of schedule, stitching together the fabric of a Lions. Defense that's hungry, fierce, real. Imagine that no more limping, no more lines drawn in sand shifting every week under the weight of injuries. This is muscles and bones healing. This is the pride of a city refusing to crumble, building itself back up week after week. But hold on to your hearts, because this isn't just a defensive tale. It's a double shot of hope, a two-headed lion roaring into the horizon. Enter Jacob Keeney James, an under-the-radar UDFA from UMass, flying under every radar, but now shaking the foundations of this offense. Picture speed like a bullet carving through a winter night, agility that snaps defenders out of their lanes, and hands that could cradle miracles. This guy's not just fast, he's electric, a raw spark igniting passion in practice fields. Catching deep throws from Hooker like destiny itself is calling him. Third down drills, he owns them. His slants cut across linebackers with a precision that screams MFO ready. No longer are our wide receivers just slot ninjas hiding in shadows waiting for scraps. This is a new breed with speed, burst, and the fierce ambition to claw for spotlight. Paired with upgraded backups and a near-solid offensive line, this group might just change game day preconceptions altogether. And it's not hype for rookies battling for slots, two of whom might just defy expectations and make the damn team. Tesla leads the charge, running with the twos, slowly pushing depth charts like a rising tide, showing us that Detroit's receiving corps might finally step out of the shadows and into the glaring spotlight it deserves. And what if this offense actually clicks? What if this defense, underpinned by McNeill's return, transforms into a stone wall rather than a sieve? What if the heartbreaks of '91 and the endless tussles of the Caldwell years are nothing but scars paving the way for a true resurgence? Detroit knows heartbreak like no other, but it also knows how to rise with ferocity burning hotter than 1,000 suns, ready to tear through the lead and rewrite what everyone thought was possible. But here's the chill. What if this momentum is a ticking clock? What if Holmes and Campbell are swinging for the fences? Because this is the last real chance before windows slam shut and dreams fade. What if these whispers, these practices that suddenly feel like premonitions, are Detroit's final bet to end decades of drought? And if Alim McNeill's recovery is just the first domino, who else is lurking just beyond the horizon, ready to explode onto the scene and rip this city's scars wide open with triumphant howls? Because the fuse is lit now, the silence is over, and all that remains is the keen, desperate wait for the explosion to shake Detroit to its very core. Unleash the fury, Detroit's soul ignites anew. And if you're not burning with it, you're already lost. This is the moment where history's scars are haunting whispers. But the future roars louder than ever, as if the gods of Ford Field themselves are thunderstruck by what's coming. After all the heartbreak 0-16, the prayers of Orlovsky clutching that desperate safety, Megatron's gold watch slipping into retirement like a final surrender, Sanders walking away into the sunset that never promised us redemption, Caldwell's axe falling in the dead of night, historic collapses from playoff highs, there's a crack in the armor, a heartbeat pounding fiercely beneath blackened skies. And it's not just hope, it's raw, unfiltered fury, engineered for one thing, redemption. And it's coming at a price that makes even the most grizzled Lions fan breathe heavily in disbelief. Alim McNeill, who was once tossed aside like an afterthought, is storming back from injuries that would have buried lesser men, his rehab faster. Fiercer Brad Holmes talking about him like a myth reborn, not just returning, but rewriting the narrative that Detroit's defense has drowned in for decades. If Alim's the linchpin, then Wingo's echoes, Dorsey's soaring recoveries, and these rookies fighting tooth and nail for their shot aren't just filler, they're the proof we need that Detroit refuses to fall into obscurity again. That this roster is stitching together a tapestry of resilience that rivals any in the league. Remember Calvin's impossible catches, Barry's legendary escapes, the city's staples, etched into our DNA, now fueling this new chapter. We've seen wild-card collapses, champions turn ghosts, seasons of heartbreak that stitch scars. Into our dreams, think back to that 9-7 heartbreak. The Caldwell era's promise shattered by injuries and mental lapses. The last-minute collapses that left us wondering if Detroit's curse itched in the stars. But what if this isn't just another chapter of sorrow? What if Holmes and Campbell, in their mad genius, are throwing everything on the line for one final shot at glory, swinging for the fences with a defense that's about to become a fortress, an offense that's finally unlocked, a culture ripe for a revolution? This isn't just about football anymore. This is about rewriting a legacy, about a city desperate to silence the ghosts of the past and roar back into relevance. And as Alim's miraculous comeback whispers through every practice report, and Wingo's rushes sharpen like lightning, doubt begins to fade into a distant echo replaced by one unstoppable question. If these pieces fall into place, if Detroit's heartbreaks are finally turning into triumph, then who is lurking in the shadows waiting to unleash the storm that will shake the league to its core? Because everything's set lights, camera, tension, and the only thing left is the explosion, the moment we've all waited for. So tell me, are we ready to stare the abyss in its glowing eyes?